by tuning in here. You are awakening and remembering the galactic, multidimensional light beings that you truly are. You are not small. You are not victim. You are infinite, vast consciousness with no end. Reclaim your power and center deeply in the heart center, the doorway to your soul light. Release the need to look out there for love, approval, belonging, or understanding. Tune inward, and all that you seek shall be found and reclaimed as you self-realize once again. You are truly powerful beyond your mental comprehension, and many of you are discovering just what powerful creators you truly are. For some of you, you are creating beauty, and for others, terror. Yet each one of you are playing an important part in the collective creation. Be mindful of what you are thinking of, speaking of, and reacting to. Be mindful of your story. Take back your power and choose aligned, empowered action, rather than fearful, frantic, egoic reaction. This choice is yours to make, and each of your choices matter greatly to the new earth in which you are all actively co-creating. Remember the love and light that you are in truth. Center your awareness and thoughts here upon the infinite. Be this vibration of frequency of unconditional love once more. It is time for your awareness and your awakening, and we are here with you, assisting you always. You are loved. You are love. The legions of light. So that was something I just channeled, like maybe within this past week. And it's so truthful. And if any of you have been, maybe you've been creating hell and terror, and your life has been really frustrating, or your life has been stressful. Some of you maybe are going through physical sickness and you're not feeling your best. Or for others, I hear so much about financial stuff, with people constantly talking about their lack and that they're broke. And what I've observed is when people are in that consciousness of basically lackful consciousness, poverty consciousness, we don't mean to, but we're thinking so much and obsessing so much about the lack that we start to create that lack. And so we often will, even when we have very little money, it's like it dissolves it. We lose it. We don't know what happened to it. People rip us off, or there's all kinds of things that can happen in that vibration. So when we shift into an abundance consciousness, even if, let's say, somebody doesn't show us honor and they don't want to pay us for something they said, we don't have to go into poverty consciousness. We can just realize this soul's choosing that choice. Now I'm going to go center with my source. I'm going to thank source for bringing in the aligned way to take action. And sometimes that may be to take a stand to that person. And other times it may be to just let that go and let them just find their own lesson from that. And you call in the new abundance in a more joyous way. So all of us are drawing in and attracting things to us every moment. And it's all coming from our own vibrational alignment. So if any of you guys have questions on that and you want to call in with something like, Tanya, what about this? Because I've got this going on. And what do you think I could do about that? I'm really encouraging you to take this opportunity to call in. If some of you don't want to do this publicly and you want to connect with me as a soul coach, my website's right below where you see the video. You can go to my website later and look under services, look at what I have to offer, and then contact me if you want to do some more one-on-one work. And Amnon and I have been talking about offering some webinar workshops. And so I'm going to encourage all of you that are on either Facebook with me under Tanya Love. And if you're not, go follow me on Facebook and you can send me an instant message. You can also email me at tanyaangel@gmail.com and send me any kind of feedback on what your highest priorities are on a workshop for a webinar. And what I'm going to do is, for some of you that are still trying to get out of that poverty consciousness, I want to offer workshops where I can get a lot of you into a workshop where it still pays me abundantly for my time, but it also helps you get the information that would cost more if you called me one-on-one. So for some of you that you can't afford that, go ahead and call me and let's do the one-on-one stuff. But if you're interested in a webinar talking about laws of attraction, or maybe a webinar on living a spirit-led life, that's what I'm kind of intuitively feeling like I'm going to start with. And I'm going to offer it anyways, but I love and welcome your feedback, because that way it helps me and Amnon know the best day and the best time to offer it so that we can help the most people. So I'm going to put that request out there that you go to Facebook right away today and follow me under Tanya Love. You can go and send me an email, tanyaangel@gmail.com, and just start a dialogue with me on what you're wanting to understand and what your availability is. Because I'm talking to people today that are all over the world. And so in my local, where I live in Vancouver, I offer workshops here in my home and also throughout the community. So there's that level. But for those of you that don't live nearby, I would love to work with you and interact more one-on-one. So give me some feedback, and we're going to be starting that probably in September. We'll start offering some webinars that could be fun for some really great growth with you guys. So I'm going to pause. Did somebody call in? Because I thought I heard a noise.
No.
Oh, okay. Has anybody got any questions?
No. Ron says, yo.
Awesome. Yo. Okay, well, write in some questions, guys, because I know that there are some of you that you're struggling in some way. And so don't be shy. Like, write in, say, what about this, Tanya? Like, with my health, like all the doctors are saying that it's impossible to cure this, and maybe it's something with your financial situation, and you've just been like, I've always just struggled to have money, and I don't know really how to change that. So don't be shy. I'm encouraging you guys to ask the questions, because that's how we can tune in and help you. So I'm going to invite that again. And now going back to our focal points, I'm going to read a page to you today from Getting Into the Vortex, because this is, you know how much I love this book. I seriously, Esther and Jerry Hicks, if you ever see these videos and you want to just send me a little love offering check, I have sent probably thousands of people to the bookstore to buy this book. So it's called Getting Into the Vortex, and it's a great book. It's got a meditation CD with it. I've said probably so many times on my show, I've encouraged you guys to get this book. But it will really help those of you that are just coming into that understanding of vibrational alignment, and what does that mean? What does it mean? Like, what do you mean I'm putting out a frequency? What does that even mean? This book will really help you understand that. So, and also doing workshops, so we can do that. The page I opened to today is all connected to well-being and health. So I'm just going to read that. And again, just close your eyes and listen and kind of see how this resonates with you. It is nice to have an opportunity to visit with you for the purpose of tuning into your natural rhythm of well-being. Your intelligent body is comprised of trillions of cells, and they are seeking and finding alignment and balance at all times. While it is obvious that a good-feeling body makes for a more pleasant physical experience, we want you to understand that finding pleasant things to focus upon also makes for a good-feeling body. So what that's saying in essence is, if I feel good and I'm like perfect, full energy and vibrant, I'm like, whew, I feel awesome. My confidence is up. I have, maybe my mental health is more focused on joy. But I've also met people that their bodies are energized and they're feeling good, and they're dwelling and harping and negative and focused on anger and fear and revenge. And what I observe is, the longer a person is focused in that place mentally, and then they're saying that stuff verbally, eventually that has a cellular effect on them. It will take its toll. And so then it starts to create what am I trying to say? It starts to create a disconnection through the cellular connection, and it'll start to throw off the balance of the body. And then that person will actually start to get what they call sick. So everything that happens, if we're not feeling good, and we're feeling like we got the flu or something, that has been something that we have been having come in out of frequency for a while, and now it is manifested in the physical body. So if somebody, let's say, is worrying chronically, that chronic worry maybe won't immediately bring sickness, but over the course of time, keeping in that frequency will start to manifest dis-ease in the body, and sickness will start to come into the body. So if somebody, let's say, is focused on anger all the time and they're just hateful, and they may feel justified, and this is something that, I'll have clients and they feel very justified in their anger and their rage because they've been hurt, they've been wronged. And trust me, I have been treated like crap many times in my life, but I've learned that I will feel the emotions of that. I will process them. I'll forgive the people. Sometimes I have to cut people out of my life and move on because that's healthy for me. But I don't need to walk around and harbor hate. I don't need to harbor anger. I don't need to go on and rage and, make sure everyone on Facebook knows that somebody pissed me off today. And I say this with love and compassion because there's definitely been times in my life in the past where I was just angry and I felt everyone needed to know why I was angry. And it really wasn't great for me. It actually made me feel sick. I felt less energy. I feel like I attracted more people that were angry and they were rageful, negative. And so as I started to see that shift and I could heal, like let's say one of the best examples I can think of for myself personally was when my dad committed suicide. That was a hard one. That was a really hard situation for me. And it was an amazing part of my spiritual growth and my spiritual awakening. Now I can see that. But at the time, it was a butt kicker. And as I dealt with that and as I moved through the anger of that, I could see now where I'm at, looking back, that suffering I chose was definitely optional. And that suffering drew different kinds of people into my world, drew different kinds of experiences into my world because I was in this heavy energy. And so that's what I'm talking about when we're putting out a frequency. So I put out a frequency that was heavy and painful and anger, and I drew in different energies connected to that frequency. So now the difference in my life now is that I focus on the love and the good and the joy no matter what's happening out there. And this is a big test for a lot of people because some of us, when we're really lonely and we're really empty, we can be very ambitious and we can go out there and be very busy bees, but we don't feel good about ourselves and it will wear a soul out. It'll wear your human physical form down. And so it'll start to create cellular disruption, which will manifest into disease or sickness, cancer, stroke, heart attack, all these different things that we draw into our physical body are started with the very thoughts we think, the words we speak, the actions we take is who we become. So I'd say somebody's been really enraged for a long time and they have a lot of unforgiveness in their hearts and their heart center. They're just pissed off all the time and they don't trust anybody because someone did them wrong, and so they're always angry and they're always guarded in their heart. This could be someone down the line, enough of that energy and enough of that guardedness starts to take a toll on the physical heart, and a person will start having heart problems, maybe some dysfunction in the heart at first that leads to heart attack. Let's say somebody's been in anger and they're just spewing toxic words and fiery venom, on Facebook or to their families, or just writing letters or texting their ex-friend and they're pissed off all the time. If they're in that energy long enough, it will start to create a dysfunctional connection in the cellular body, and then the cellular body will start to turn on itself, and this is how diseases like cancer are created. So there's times where I can look at just how the inner and the outer reflect each other. So if someone has cancer internally, let's say in some part of their body they're going through that sickness, that dis-ease, if they look outside in their movie, there is something reflective outside that they need to address that could actually bring inner alignment. So let's say a person, because breast cancer is a big one that everyone's always talking about, and I see a lot of women that they're overgiving, they're overdoing. They constantly feel like they have to give at the cost of themselves. They never think about themselves. They don't take good care of themselves. So they're always giving to others. They're putting themselves last. They don't have any time left over. They start to get heavy. They gain weight. They have less self-esteem, less self-worth. Then they're kind of resentful and they're angry at all the people that are healthy around them. And eventually this can take a toll. And then we see women that get breast cancer. And a lot of times these women are overgivers in their families, but they're not really having good boundaries. They're not really being great at delegating tasks to others. They may not have a lot of self-love for themselves and feel like self-worth. And so the nurturing energy of the breast, which represents that life